Welcome to this short video on getting your interest group online in 5 simple steps. And it's part 2 of a small group of 5 videos all about getting your interest group online. So who's this for? Well, basically this video is intended for interest group leaders, conveners and facilitators. It may be useful for interest group coordinators and also for U3A national subject advisors. So, what are the 5 steps? Well, get inspired, get Zoom, get a YouTube account, prepare your online content, and then set up your Zoom meeting and invites. Okay, so let's say a bit more about those 5 steps. But before we do, can we just say a little bit about why Zoom? Because of course there are alternatives to Zoom. For example, there are Facebook Messenger rooms, there's Google Meet, there's Microsoft Teams, etc., etc. There are a plethora of different meeting hosting platforms. The reason I've selected Zoom is that basically that seems to be the one that's most commonly used by U3As, and indeed it's the platform that we as U3A have spent a lot of time supporting U3As in getting used to it. But pretty much everything that I'm going to say, as long as there's a screen sharing facility, it can be applied to other meeting platforms. Okay, so step 1, get inspired. It's absolutely mind-blowing what video resources are available for your interest group on YouTube and indeed other possible sources of learning resources. But I have to say, I always go to YouTube first because it never ceases to amaze me how much stuff there is on there. To give you an example, this is, I did a 10-second search for my history group on Battle of Waterloo, just randomly, and this is what turned up. This is just the first 6 of any number of videos. Just to look at the top 3, the one was from Epic History TV, Napoleonic Wars, Battle of Waterloo 1815. Then there's something from National Geographic, something from the Armchair Historian, and so on and so on. I mean, almost any subject under the sun, if you search for it in YouTube, you will find something pretty interesting. So really, you're not going to get your interest group online unless you want to. And the best way of wanting to is to just see what the amazing stuff that's available already done by other people. Okay, so the second step is get a Zoom account. And basically, it is incredibly easy to do this. You probably will need a laptop or a desktop rather than trying to operate a Zoom account for an interest group just on a phone or a tablet. But basically, all you need to do is go to a search engine and basically type in the search term, open a Zoom account, and basically you will find the steps, and it takes less than a minute to set up a Zoom account. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3, get a YouTube account. Again, this is really complicated. You have to search use a search term like open YouTube account, and you will find any number of videos telling you how to do that. It takes about 2 minutes. The only slight complication is that to operate a YouTube account, you will also need to have a Google account. So but basically, once you've got your Google account set up, then YouTube is a piece of cake. 2 minutes max to set up your YouTube account. 4th step, and actually this takes a little bit longer, prepare your online content. And essentially, obviously you don't need to source other content. I mean, maybe you just want to meet up for a conversation. Maybe you're just going to have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine together. But if you do want to find some video resources, then basically have a look because they will be there out there. Essentially, all you need is pretty simple, really. You need to think about, what is going to be the theme of the meeting? What do you want to get out of it? What you're going to study? Search YouTube or any other source. I mean, it could be that, for example, you're looking for documents or you're looking for photographs, in which case you'd be looking probably using a search engine like Google or Google Images. If you're using videos, you will probably find it easy to create a playlist. Were you to be using photographs or text documents, you might want to use something like PowerPoint to sequence them in the order that you want. Again, going back to videos, if you've saved them to a playlist, you need to make sure your playlist is in the right order. I could dine out for months telling you the various disasters I've experienced when I haven't bothered to quite get my playlist in the right order, and it goes from one video to another one that I really didn't quite expect. Okay, so basically you have got inspired, you've got your Zoom account, you've got your YouTube account, you've researched and arranged your content, and the last thing you need to do is set up your Zoom meeting, okay, and basically send the invitations or a link to your meeting. Now here, I have to say you are in luck in the sense that there are any number of resources telling you the detail of how to set up a Zoom meeting, and indeed there are a number of tutorials, Zoom tutorials, which are available from the U3A national website. But actually, in all probability, your U3A will probably have already purchased a license or set up arrangements for your interest group meetings online. And if that's the case, then I would imagine that all of the issues around scheduling meetings and sending out invitations will actually be done for you, or there will be support from within your U3A to actually send out invitations and a link to your meeting. So basically, if you think about it, I said at the beginning of this video that there were 5 steps, okay? Get inspired, get Zoom, get a YouTube account, prepare your online content, and then set up your Zoom meeting and invites. Well, actually, if your U3A has already got Zoom, and if somebody is going to help you send out invitations and schedule meetings, or indeed do it for you, then hey presto, it's not even 5 simple steps. It's only really 3 simple steps that you as an interest group convener need to worry about. Okay, so just a quick recap: get inspired, get Zoom, get a YouTube account, collect and organize your resources, set up your Zoom meeting and invites. But a quick word about copyright. Basically, copyright is quite complicated. It is fiendishly complicated if you are thinking of making a recording and posting it publicly on the internet where anyone could stumble across it. For our purposes, it's more straightforward for the sort of educational purposes in a live private U3A interest group of the sort that I think we're discussing. However, you can find out all you need to know really about copyright by looking at the advice section of the National U3A website, and there is a link at the bottom of this slide. Okay, so this is part 2 of a little group of 5 videos. The first one is Zoom, why should I bother? The third one is screen sharing for every U3A interest group. The fourth one is Zoom. How you can get any and every type of interest group online. And then the last one is a little bit more about hosting your interest group. Okay, so over to you with best wishes for your online interest group. And this is who I am. And there's also an address here for feedback. Thank you for watching and best of luck with your group.